This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Republicans in the United States of America, well, let's put it this way. There are no run-of-the-mill moderate Republicans. There are right-wing, and then there are right-wing. They're all nutter butters. Even the ones that we are trying to consider as reasonable, the Kinsingers and the Liz Cheneys, they're radicals. We just agree on one thing, is that Donald Trump is a clear and present danger. There's a movement afoot all over the country, in states all over the country, to ban books and to silence the teaching of history in an effort to make white people languish in their fragility, to coddle white folks across the country who feel uncomfortable when slavery's taught. Cowards and dum-dums. Speaking of dum-dums, there is an Oklahoma legislator who has introduced a bill that would fine teachers $10,000 for teaching subjects like LGBT issues and evolution, the Big Bang Theory, even birth control. In this headline says it would be off the table. Anything that violates his particular deeply held religious beliefs would carry a $10,000 personal fine to the teacher. I'm going to read a little bit from this independent article titled, Oklahoma Bill Would Fine Teachers $10,000 for Teaching Anything That Contradicts Religion. Whose religion? We don't know. This dude. Because his religion is the important one. This is why, I'm going to continue with this, but this is why, it's Friday. Look, it's casual Friday. We're going to wing it here. The establishment clause of the Constitution is in the First Amendment that forbids the establishment of any state religion. It is where we talk about the separation of church and state. There is no separation of church and state. It's not worded like that. But the Constitution forbids the formation or the adoption or the endorsement of one faith over the other. So whose religion? This is anti-constitutional nonsense. Whose religion are we going to look to the Muslim faith? Is that who Rod Standwit? Does he want to follow that religion? Or some other? No, of course, it's evangelical Christianity. The faith that wants to oppress women, to oppress the LGBTQ community. In large measure, to oppress black people in America. The evangelical faith that was formulated to justify slavery in the United States. There's a book written by, and I'm going to move on here with the article, a man named Robert P. Jones. I've had him on the podcast. Actually, the podcast episode with Robert P. Jones is on YouTube. You can listen to it. He wrote a book called White Too Long about white supremacy and how entrenched it is in white Christian nationalism in America. You should look into it. I'm going to read from this article. Oklahoma Republican Senator Rob Standridge has introduced a bill that would allow people to sue teachers if they offer an opposing view to the religious beliefs held by students. The proposed act, named the Students' Religious Belief Protection Act, means parents can demand the removal of any book with perceived anti-religious content from school. Subjects like LGBTQ issues, evolution, the Big Bang Theory, and even birth control could be off the table. Teachers could be sued a minimum of $10,000 per incident, per individual, and the fines would be paid, quote, from personal resources, not from school funds or from individuals or groups. If the teacher is unable to pay, they will be fired under the legislation. The act will be introduced into the Education Committee next week, but it doesn't specify which religious beliefs will be used to prosecute offending teachers. And therein lies the rub. These nebulous, draconian, tyrannical, theocratic bills, referring to the act as necessary for the preservation of the public peace, if passed, the bill will take effect immediately, states the bill. Just over a month ago, Senator Standridge introduced a bill to ban books with references to identity, sex, and gender from public school libraries. Banning books has become a trend among the far right recently. That's where I'll push back. It's not a trend among the far right. It's a trend among mainstream Republicans who've been whining and complaining about CRT being taught to their elementary school teachers, to their elementary school children, when that's not a thing. CRT is taught in law school, not in elementary, not in middle school or junior high, and not in high school. It's not even taught to undergraduates. Not far right, mainstream Republicanism. Texas State Representative Matt Krause recently put more than 800 books on a watch list. Some of them covered topics like race issues and LGBTQ issues. A Tennessee school board recently banned Maus, Art Spiegelman's Pulitzer Prize-winning graphic memoir about the Holocaust, due to what they perceived as profanity, partly due to an image of female nudity. They said the book's themes were too adult-oriented. The author called the move Orwellian. Following it up with this, and then I'll end, there's only one kind of people who would vote to ban Maus. Whatever they are calling themselves these days, commented graphic novelist Neil Gaiman, who has Jewish heritage. He's talking about Nazis. That's who he's talking about. Mainstream Republicans banning, putting 800 books on a list, trying to pass legislation that would fine teachers, educators, $10,000 for teaching that evolution, the fact of the matter, is true. Teaching that, yes, some people are born gay. Oh, what a horror. And people act like that we're so, the Handmaid's Tale, that's a fairy tale. That could never happen in America. We're closer than you think. And Joe Biden's calling Mitch McConnell his friend, thanking him for his friendship, calling him an honorable man. What do you think? I would love to know. If you're in Oklahoma, I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. I would appreciate it if you consider supporting my work. Help me grow and evolve this channel. Speaking of evolution, you can click the join button below this video, become a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. Follow me on social media. You can tell me I'm a dummy there. I'm at Dollemore, just about everywhere. I'd love to see you there. Anyway, happy Friday. I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.